you for watching my videos. What I want to do in this video is to protect you from all of the fraudsters and scam artists that are littered throughout the Forex market. As you know, the Forex market is the world's largest market, trading almost $4 trillion a day. However, this is still a new concept to many people. So, there's a lot of people out there that want to drain as much money as they can from your account and also to prey on your ignorance. So, my objective here is to help you to understand all the different frauds and scams in the Forex market. So, you can be well aware of all of the bad things that are involved in the foreign currency market. Okay, so first let's talk about account managers. Now, here's what an account manager does. They operate by making investments for you, meaning you open up an account, but you allow this manager to have access to your account and they make trades for you. So you can just sit back and don't do anything, don't study the markets, don't use technical analysis because someone else is making trades for you, and that account manager is charging commission or fees, or somehow they're making a profit off of you giving them your money. So here's the problem with that. You see, the user is placing complete trust in a person that he or she doesn't even know. So it's like this. Would you give your money to a stranger? Of course you wouldn't. So why would you give your money to someone online? Now, keep this in mind. Not all account managers are bad. There are some legitimate account managers. However, those account managers are usually hired by banks or large corporations. Usually account managers will not work with an individual investor with a small amount of capital. And if that's you, then it's more likely that you will probably not be able to find an account manager that's willing to work with you because that person's commissions would be too small. So also keep that in mind. As a matter of fact, if you're new to the Forex market, just stay away from account managers altogether. And also keep this in mind. In this market, we can only achieve success through hard work, diligence, and discipline. There are no shortcuts in the Forex market. So that's another concept that I want to expound onto you in this video, is that there are no shortcuts. And there are people looking for shortcuts and then they fall into the trap of scams and frauds. Okay, so let's talk more about the Forex scams. It just means that this market is just filled with dishonest people that defraud people all the time. And also, because the Forex market is new, many people are ignorant to how the Forex market works. So again, we want to have our eyes open and we must have a clear understanding. Okay, so now let's talk about another type of scam. Robots. Yes, automated robots and systems. Here's how the fraudsters use robots. A robot is a program that uses only technical signals to enter trades. Now, you've seen all of my previous videos. We talked more than just technical signals, right? So imagine a trader using only technical signals to place trades. That means that the chances of becoming a successful investor are very low. So that should be a red flag right there. Why would you use a robot to make the trades for you? Also, another thing about robots is they run continuously while computing mathematical formulas and reacting to certain stimulants in the market. However, robots and their pre-wired thinking, that they cannot compensate for the volatility in the market conditions. So again, we're talking about technical analysis only. Robots are not able to compute sentiment analysis and fundamental analysis. Technical analysis is mostly mathematical formulas, something that a robot can do. So again, it takes more than just technical analysis to be a successful Forex investor. Why would you use a robot anyways? Okay, so let's talk about signal services. An automated service that generates trading signals to give clients a direction. So they're similar to robots. The only difference is that robots make the trade for you, but a signal service uses technical analysis to point you in the right direction as to where to make the trade. But it's up to you to fill in the rest with sentiment and fundamental analysis. But you see, here's the problem with signal services. If you don't understand how the program was created, then you really don't understand how the person that created is making a profit. And just like robots, you're putting your faith and money into a blind stranger, someone on the internet that you don't even know. And if there's no, and let's say you did have a problem with the robot or a signal service and you wanted to complain about that, how would you complain? There's no contact information to the person that created it, right? And if there's no contact information, then there's no reason for you to even use signal services. Okay, so let's talk about broker scams. Another example of a bad broker, as I mentioned in the previous video about finding brokers, is that bad brokers, they will manipulate the bid and ask spreads by setting them too wide. So just setting the bid and ask prices at ridiculous levels. And also pushing the market to your stops, causing your positions to close. So we set our stop losses after we've opened up our positions, right? Sometimes if a broker senses that there are so many clients with the same stop loss levels, what would that bad broker do? The bad broker would manipulate the market by lowering the prices until all the stop losses trigger. And then all the clients lose their positions and the broker receives a big profit. So be careful with that. And also, before you do business with any broker, we want to check the official website of the agency within that broker's jurisdiction and then check to see if there have been any complaints. So I've shown you more about what a bad broker does. So that should give you an idea, is that we need to be very careful when we do business with brokers or services in the Forex market. So how do we make sure that we don't become victims? Well, this is what we do. Well, keep this in mind. If the broker that you're questioning is not registered or regulated by any national agency, then don't deposit your money from them. So we have to check with the regulatory agencies. We have to check with various consumer watchdogs that you can find just by doing searches, or just going into chat rooms and forums and listening to stories of other investors who have been severely damaged by bad brokers. So there's so much information out there. Okay, so now let's talk about regulatory agencies. In the United States, we have the CFTC, which was established in 1974 to protect market users and the public from any sort of fraud, manipulation, and abusive practices. So if you're dealing with an American broker, check with the CFTC to see if there have been any complaints or any sanctions against that brokerage. And there's their website. And if you want to file a complaint, here's the address on the bottom. And it is regulated by the US government. And then here's another agency, the National Futures Association. Now, this is a smaller regulatory agency that is overseen by the CFTC. but their goals are to ensure futures industry and also to make sure that the brokers are operating with a certain level of integrity, morals, and ethics. So, and here's their website on the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now let's talk about regulatory agencies in the UK. They call theirs the Financial Services Authority. Now, it's a non-government body, unlike the two I mentioned in the United States. However, they are a trusted agency and they do act as a watchdog. They oversee all the activities of the brokers in the UK just to make sure that everything is done properly and that no one is committing any crimes against the public. And their website is on the bottom. Okay, and in Switzerland, Switzerland has the FDF, Federal Department of Finance. This was established in 1848, and they oversee everything financial related in Switzerland. So, and then there's their website on the bottom as well. And then also you have another regulatory agency. Now remember, Switzerland is highly praised for having such a transparent and trustworthy government. So keep this in mind. Now, this organization in Switzerland, what they do is they regulate the banks, security dealers, stock exchanges, and if you want to have a firm in Switzerland, it is mandatory that you become a member of this agency. And their website's on the bottom. And this is another agency, but this is geared more towards protecting French-speaking clients. And if you go to this website on the bottom, everything's in French. Okay, and then in Hong Kong, now Hong Kong has the Securities and Futures Commission established in 1989, and they monitor all the futures and securities related futures in Hong Kong. Their website's on the bottom. Now again, this organization is overseen by the government. Hong Kong has one of the best governments in the world and one of the most transparent governments in the world. So if you want to establish business with a Hong Kong broker, you can trust their opinion. Now moving on to Australia, this agency was established in 1991. They regulate companies, financial markets, and financial services organizations, as well as insurance and credit. And their goal is to make sure that everything is done fairly and their investors are treated fairly, kindly, and they're not being scammed. And their website's on the bottom as well. So again, when we choose a brokerage, as I mentioned in the last video, we need to do some research to make sure that our money will be safe. However, we do need to understand that scams are everywhere, fraud is everywhere. In the stock market, the commodities market, futures market, Forex market, whatever financial market is out there. But keep in mind that the Forex market is still new to many people, so the Forex market is going to have the most amount of scam artists and fraudsters. And also keep in mind, the reason why I've made so many of these videos is to expound on you the tremendous amount of knowledge we must absorb in order to be successful investors. Because there are no shortcuts in the Forex market. We can only be great investors if we understand what this market is about and how to study it properly. Thank you for watching this video and good trading.